Hey, we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and we're at Circuit World here. And we're at Circuit World here in Blue Ridge, Georgia. Got to remember that. A little rainy morning. Hey, we still have high school football going on. We'll talk about that in a minute. This is the All-Star Political Panel, and I jokingly said as we went to commercial, I wonder if we have anything to talk about. Let's start with Florida. And bring it up to Georgia, and then we'll jump all the way out to Arizona. And that being said, as Florida, Ben Nelson has lost. I feel he's lost the Senate. I feel Rick Scott is the senator-elect of Florida, and the corruption there. Scott has filed a lawsuit. Is it Broward County? And
Broward County.
There's two counties down there.
Broward and West Palm.
Mm-hmm.
He's filed a lawsuit against two, and I find it amazing that they keep finding votes.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you this was a setup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They did the scheme and the scam on the American people was mail-in ballots. They created a fear. Stacey Abrams they used Georgia as their template. Stacey Abrams' job was to create a fear of voter suppression. All the media went with it. Okay, your poll workers. When I say yours here in your county, yours in your county. In these counties were in fear Tuesday. People walk in and said, I want to vote, and they couldn't say no. And I'm talking about rural counties in America. They couldn't say no.
Wait, you have to give ID here.
Oh, no. If you didn't have ID,
just give me a provisional ballot.
Exactly.
In Fannin?
Anywhere, yes.
I walked in to vote early, and I said, I want to make sure this is a state. They said, yes, ma'am. You have to show ID here. You cannot vote.
Guess what?
ID.
If you'd have walked in right behind and said, I'm homeless and I live down the park and I want to vote, they have to let you vote.
Why?
It's not why. I mean, I have to say why. I agree. No. But it doesn't matter is what I'm saying is the fear. Do you understand what I'm saying, Rick?
Sure.
Yeah, it's fear mongering. They need me doing the polls because I would say no.
Okay. We're agreeing with you, but that's not quite the point.
Well, in North Carolina, we will let you. They're letting anybody vote.
What I'm
terrified to say no.
Exactly.
Everybody's
terrified to say no.
I wouldn't be terrified to say no.
No,
come and get me. I don't care. I'm saying no.
They may
Stacey Abrams, the Democrat, Stacey Abrams' campaign has done an open records request for every county in the state for a copy of their provisional ballots. Absolutely. I don't know where this is going to go.
No.
Okay? And I'm talking every county. All right? I talked to a lot of counties. In Towns County alone, there was more provisional ballots cast of people just walking in. They have no idea who these people are. They had to let them vote. Okay?
Well, I heard lots of stories of dead people voting. A neighbor said, "Oh, they died 3 years ago," and I just noticed on the book she was volunteering.
I'm not going to name the college because I like to be sure of my sources. I think on the show the other day, I don't know if you were able to listen. I said I don't know how many when Will Ferrell came to Kennesaw, how many out-of-state college kids they were encouraging to vote anyway in this election in Georgia, and nobody stopped them. Okay,
so what they do then is they have to try to clean up the mess afterwards.
They vote here and they go home and
vote, and we'll figure out
Everybody
who was
votes
legal.
and we'll figure it out after.
Because that's
at the end of the
we'll
day.
figure it out later. And
if it's close,
we're going to give it to the
we got a shot.
Right. And I'm telling you, I don't know what we do. Florida, I talked about it. They're going to say, here's the one that really makes me angry. Well, there's so many today, so stay tuned. Anyhow, this really bothers me. Do you know what they're actually saying in Florida? Okay, let me ask a personal voting question. All right? Now, I don't do that. I don't go say, how did you vote? How do you? But for the audience out there, for them also, personal voting question. Have you ever gone to the polls and you go in to vote and there's a candidate you decided you just were not voting for at all and you left it blank? Have you ever done that?
Yes.
You mean for one position?
One position,
for
right? I'm not voting.
one.
Yeah, I'm not voting.
Yeah,
for
that's scary.
But have you done it?
I put in a write-in.
Okay,
and
good.
I make up a write-in name.
Have you ever
Mickey Mouse?
Yeah.
Have you ever just skipped the race?
Absolutely.
I do if there's only one person running, because I don't feel like they need to feel like they're in a landslide when they're the only one running.
Okay, I like it. I skipped the race this past Tuesday. I went down through there and I look at everyone and I got to one of them. And I had made a decision that I would not vote for somebody in this race, and I went to the next one.
So what happened?
No, that's not the point.
The point is, it could be somebody could come back and redo it for you.
If everybody will relax, I'll get to the point of the question.
Well, hurry
You got us all upset. Now you want us to relax.
They are looking at 24,000 more votes that Gilliam, the governor, received in Florida that did not vote in these counties in the senator race. Well, let me look at the camera and tell you, there may have been 24,000 black voters that just went to vote for Ron Gilliam and did not want the plastic face Ben Nelson and didn't care who the white guy was and just went home. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Right?
But you see, nothing's going to change if the same person's in charge of the elections.
I know that was mean, but have you seen Ben Nelson lately with the, you know?
That's at work.
Yeah, just saying.
Got the high cheekbones working, huh?
But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What if 24,000 African Americans went and voted for Ron Gilliam and did not care who the senator was? But you do know they are trying to get a judge to review right now. That's the point. To review right now where the Senate race was positioned on the ballot, and people may have overlooked it. It's your own damn fault if you go in and you overlook and you can't vote.
But see, these are the same people that couldn't vote for George Bush or Al Gore, and the same woman that's in charge was in charge then. It was a fiasco then. It's a fiasco now. Why is she still there? That's the question.
There's so many election fraud violations.
And they're supposed to have the vote in within
30 minutes.
30 minutes of the, when
30
it's
minutes
all finished.
Poll closing.
After that, it should be door closed, game over. That's the rule. That's the law. But in that county, it's like it doesn't exist. It's like, oh, well, we want to do something else. Okay, that's fine.
That's the same county the Parkland shooting sheriff was from. Broward.
I think the mailing in of a ballot based on the fact you're too lazy is unacceptable. And the mail-in ballots is what they're going after now. And they did that campaign on purpose. On purpose because they're handwritten. You can't match up. You'll never go find most of these people. Let me tell you something. If you go online, I don't know if you've done it, you could print your mail-in ballot right here, and it says right on the top, it's that simple. And guess what Stacey Abrams had all over her website? And guess what Stacey Abrams had all over Facebook? And guess what Stacey Abrams had in the New Georgia Project? This is how easy it is to print your ballot and mail it today. They didn't want you to all go to the poll. They didn't want everybody to do things electronically. They wanted that handwritten registration. Voter registration. They want that handwritten ballot.
She's still sending out letters too, saying that we're close to the finish line. We've almost got this to a runoff. Please send me your money.
She has ads. She has ads like attorneys looking for. No, it's
got an 800 number. Call this attorney and we'll help.
Yeah, she has ads on the internet.
But how are they going to help? Are they going to give you another vote?
Do you feel your vote was counted properly? Did you have a problem at the poll?
Yeah, how do you
Josh?
know?
Josh and I have read them. They're ads.
I get them every day. I get a letter from her every day.
I live in North Carolina.
Because I registered to see what she's doing.
But in North Carolina, you have to sign a paper saying you haven't voted anywhere else, you are a citizen, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm a criminal. Do I care if I sign a paper that would make me a felon? I'm probably already a felon, so who cares?
Well, they don't think they're ever going to be found. I mean, they vote.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question. I don't know. Hell, I may not understand how it all works, but if you went on the internet today and you printed out 15 ballots, you had nothing to do this afternoon but to write 15 different ones with 15 different return addresses and 15 different whatever, and went over here, dropped them in the big blue box, and there's my 15 votes, and they get them and they count them. Who is going to go back to see where your address is? Who is going to go see if they can find you?
Right.
Who is going to go see if
Nobody.
they're counting those?
Well, odds are they have someone doing that they've paid, and then there's no
they
one
do.
on the other end that someone's paid, like the government, to verify it. Because you've got Soros, you've got all these people involved in these elections.
Brian Kemp stood his ground. Now, he flat stood his ground through the election, and he did not go for it, but he did, the governor-elect. All right, well, before we move on to another subject, is they have an ad on Facebook. They have bought
Who's they?
Stacey Abrams,
Okay.
their campaign. Stacey Abrams' campaign has bought an ad on Facebook, all social media, but especially on Facebook, probably a couple $100,000 worth. No joke.
Well, money's no
And
object.
it don't matter. I'll bet you if I went to my Facebook page right here, and I'll do it in a minute, and I'll guarantee you in just a minute, one of them will pop up and it'll say, Stacey Abrams, was your vote counted? You read it. They put the same thing on here. Do you feel you were treated right at the polls? Do you feel your vote was counted? Were you harassed? Was there a problem? Was there something you did not understand? Was the polling machine in the right place? I swear to God.
I was
Call
reading an
today,
article on
right?
Fox, and right in the middle of the article, an ad from Stacey Abrams popped up. A pop-up ad.
They're trying to steal the election. First of all, I do think we will never know. I think Brian Kemp won 53% of the vote. It's just they're stealing that vote. I think DeSantis has won. I think he is the governor there. They're trying to.
Gilliam conceded. He absolutely conceded.
And they're
And you
counting.
know
now
what
all
he
of a sudden he's
conceded? I'll
coming
guarantee
back.
you. All right, let me do the timing. He conceded, and I'll tell you, it took this long for the phone to ring. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah.
We haven't got the attorneys there yet.
Right.
They're on their way.
Yeah.
You don't know how to do this. We told you not to think for yourself.
Right.
What the hell are you
Which
doing
is
out
the
there thinking?
democratic
You
way,
understand what I'm
folks.
saying?
Yeah.
Hey, what the hell, Gilliam? What the hell are you thinking for yourself? We gave you millions of dollars. We told you shut up and do. The attorneys are on their way. Now he's
Supposed to
saying,
smile and wave.
right.
But you know,
Holy-
there's got to be total overhaul, total redo, or we're sunk because they're so dishonest, and they
They're trying to
create
steal
these- and-
Florida.
and-
They're trying
and
to
we
steal
don't-
Georgia.
We
Trying to steal
meaning-
Arizona.
Trying to steal
Conservative
Arizona.
people.
I mean, but what I'm saying is here in Fannin, if they check my ID, but if someone came in and they don't, we can't do that if it's the law. We cannot.
Jane,
Well,
what do we
get
do?
around-
I don't
well,
know.
hell,
I know
send
what
out
we
the
do.
Marines.
What do we do?
In
I know.
Mexico, they have a national voter registration. You have a card, it looks like your driver's license, it has a fingerprint, and it has your picture. And there's absolutely no reason why this can't be issued. And if you don't have it, you don't vote.
All right, first of all, they want to nationalize our elections. That's one.
No question.
We want to nationalize them. Two, if you want to, when you want to nationalize them, what are we talking about today? How do we solve the problem? That's what they always do. There's a problem, and then they come along and they
We'll
have this
fix it.
great solution, right? Got it? So they want to nationalize them.
They want to eliminate the Chucks and Mariannes
That
of
work
every
over-
county that
that's
work
right.
in Fannin County.
Exactly.
They want to eliminate that process.
Process is over. Second, I'm not for sure. I know you said they want to eliminate and they want to make nationalize the elections, and I'm not for sure that they don't want to end elections.
They do want to end
Well,
elections. That's,
that's
very
the end
obvious.
game, and people don't believe that though. People won't believe that if you tell them that.
What?
No, they don't want to believe the
that
truth.
they want to end elections. Most of the people think that is just talk about conspiracy. Most people
The
walking
facts
down
are
the
here.
street. I know,
The
but we're
facts are here.
educated.
I don't want to go down this
to all
rabbit
this.
trail, and I'm serious. I don't want to go down this rabbit
know
trail.
the facts
But
are
what
here.
happened after
I
9/11?
know.
The government gave us all these things to solve for us, to
Yeah,
make us
the
safe.
Patriot
What
Act.
happens after every time? Don't go down
Yeah,
the trail.
I'm
the
with you.
government likes to solve things. So what are we in
Control
agreement
things.
about today? We got a major problem,
We
right?
have a
Yeah.
big
They
problem.
like for us to have a major problem. That's my
They
opinion.
create.
Because
Exactly.
they create it so they can solve it. But see, we can solve it ourselves.
We all
by
know there's too much
enforcing the
common
law.
sense. There's too much. Your ancestors got dressed. They dressed up to go vote.
That's right.
Election day. They got up, they got dressed, okay, and they went and they cast their vote. And we have changed that totally to, I don't care how lazy you are. And I'm of the opinion, it's not voter suppression. If you are too lazy to go to a poll and vote, sorry, you don't vote.
Unless you're
And now,
handicapped or something.
exactly. You're exactly right.
But you gotta prove
has to
it.
be,
You need a
there has to be
doctor.
firm reasons for mail-in, okay?
If I were king for a day, I would make it a national holiday. Nobody has to go to work. Banks are closed, post office is closed, and that's the day everybody has to show up to come and vote.
That's it.
If you don't, you're out.
Right.
Yeah, next
Don't
time
plan
you don't-
vacations on
Don't
that
plan
day.
vacations.
If you
Do
wanna
whatever you
vote.
need to do. This is the day we vote. You're off from work. No excuses. You don't have to ask the boss for a hall pass. You go vote on the national holiday when we all vote.
But you know, you
Well,
can
here's the
vote in
thing.
Georgia as a student, and then you can go home to Illinois and probably
Exactly.
vote there.
Exactly.
as a resident.
I was told one university, and I don't know if it came directly from the university, but somebody in the university sent an email to the students saying, it doesn't matter where you live, go vote,
Right.
it'll be counted.
Yeah, yeah.
I've heard that.
That happens every time.
All right.
They bust a lot of people at a local university here in 2016,
So-
and they told them who to vote for, and I think we all know who that might have been.
Okay.
But we beat
But
that
they
one up
don't have
pretty good.
any database to show this student, you know, to punch in has Jane Doe voted in anywhere, and
Well, I'm going to tell you what,
there's no
I am
database.
so sick of this white national garbage,
Oh,
white
me too.
nationalist garbage. I'm so sick of that because I work for a living. I get very frustrated. I mean, I work for a living, and I got up Tuesday, and I had to be at work like many Americans. And I drove over to my polling location, and it opened at 7, and I was there at 6:55. I cast my vote at 7:05, and I went to work. And I have to tell you, I went to work, and I found a way. Now, people will tell me, well, you know, you live in a rural area, and it's that easy. You know, if you ever live in one of these metropolitan areas, you know, it's not that easy. But I'm going to tell you, I don't believe in early voting. And people say, why not? Why not? Because I'm going to tell you, those votes don't get counted till Election Day. You go early vote, they don't get counted till Election Day. So that's number one. There's a lot of room for those votes between the time you early vote and Election Day for something to happen to those and who's looking over them. That's my opinion. And second,
That's interesting.
you send in your mail-in, and they actually start stacking up the mail-ins over here, and they can't open them till Election Day. You can't have those votes counted till Election Day. So you have this enormous push on Election Day to count all the early voting, to count all the precinct voting, to count the provisional ballots,
And the mail-ins.
and the mail-ins. Now, the bad part about the mail-ins is they have a certain amount of time to get them all done, which allows, like, we don't know how many got mailed in on this day or that day, whatever. So, that being said, the election, they're trying to steal Arizona, they're trying to steal Florida. She wants to get, I mean, Stacey Abrams, they're not done. Now, Brian Kemp resigned as Secretary of State. Brian Kemp has already started.
Which he should have, I believe.
Yeah. Well, he's the elected. He's got a
needs-
transition team.
Yeah.
Well, the optics of
I wouldn't
of him-
certify my own election.
That's right.
That's the bottom line.
That's the optics.
Right. I would not certify my own election because your Secretary of State certifies an election.
Right.
Okay. So I wouldn't certify my own election. That being said,
Yep.
I understand, and plus he's already started his transition team, and they're already working. So I mean, he doesn't need to be Secretary of State, so he resigned yesterday, and he's moving forward. But Stacey Abrams wants, because Georgia, I don't know about North Carolina, but Georgia is 50+1 state. You got to have 50% and one vote. You got to have a majority, and she wants it to be one vote, just one vote under 50%, and it's a runoff.
Right.
Okay.
Now, traditionally, though, don't you think that a December 4th runoff favors the Republicans?
Why?
Well, usually a runoff, people don't go to vote. That's the problem.
A runoff is whoever can get their voters back. So,
That's correct.
But I get too many subjects. Let's talk about this. Let's change. Let's not stay. But
But
let's
there's
change
nobody
gears.
on the down ballot. So all they're doing is voting for 2 people.
Right.
One of 2.
Right.
Right. And hopefully you can
There's
figure that out.
there's no incentive
To go for. If you wanted to vote for governor, but you voted for this person while you were there, there's no reason to go back. If
I
you
want to
wanna go-
vote for a school board person, and oh, by the way,
Right.
I'll vote for governor
Right,
while
so,
I'm there.
Exactly. Now, referendum on the president the other night or not?
Which night?
Election night.
Election night.
Election. We're talking election. Stay focused.
You said we were going to change that.
No, our subjects, we're going to stay election as our general
Oh, okay.
subject.
Was there a referendum on the president? Of course there
affects-
was.
You think it was?
Yeah, of
Absolutely.
course. And what Bill sent me was.
And how do you see that? How do you see that referendum on the president?
Well, I mean, he was running around the country, stumping for the people that he wanted to
And
win.
they
mainly
did win.
Senate, though.
Mainly Senate. But do
But,
you,
but
do you
I do think it was, and I thought, frankly, that we were going to take both. I thought we'd
did
take
too,
both.
and
I really felt that because of the outcome, and I'm
well,
not sure.
optimism and hope is the reason I said we'd keep the House. But I knew the Senate.
Yeah, I knew it was very
All right,
close.
so I did say last week we'd keep the House. You
The
know,
Senate's the most important at this stage in our country. But Bill sent me this. It said in 1994, Clinton lost 53 House seats, and he lost 9 Senate seats. Obama in 2010 lost 6 in the Senate and 63 in the House, and Trump gained 3 in the Senate, and he lost 27 in the House. So losing 27 is better
you
than
will
63.
lose more than 27 when it's over, but the Obama, no matter when it's over, whatever the final number comes to, Obama and Clinton lost more.
And he made history
So
in that
that's
regard.
a referendum on their particular administration, whereas his administration, and yes, he did a lot of campaigning, and I did love the last, he was loosened up pretty much on the last stop.
Cape Girardeau.
Cape Girardeau, yeah, and he had, he had George Janine, he had
Sean Hannity.
Sean
Rush
Hannity. He
Limbaugh.
also had Sarah Huckabee Sanders
Yes.
and all these people. So I mean, it was an entertaining show, but everybody he stumped for ended up winning.
I think 2.
Not everybody.
No,
Well,
two-
not everybody.
2
Tester
didn't
didn't
make
make it. The guy didn't make it in Montana across the line. Tester won Montana. It was close.
Yep.
But Montana
Rosendale.
has 12 people in it. I mean, per
18.
capita, yeah, 18.
There
Okay,
was-
that's right.
There's 6 people that moved there 2 weeks ago. So,
They were on a provisional ballot.
yeah,
That's right.
Yeah,
That's how
but
he
somebody
won.
drove, somebody drove through Montana and said, "We'll vote while we're here." That's the 4 people that threw it over the top. Montana. Okay. Well, first of all, as a rundown, I do think the thing they fear the most is a black Republican in Michigan. I think John James did outstanding.
I was very disappointed.
I was
Even though it was only
disappointed, too.
45, Debbie Stabenow should have won. I mean, big digits. She should have won. And I do think if Trump would have went to Michigan once or twice, he still may not have won, but it might have been 50.2 to 49 something. So, but I think John James is a big win in a strange way in Michigan. I think he is. Ohio, they kept the governor. We need Ohio in 2012 at night. Georgia, we kept the governor. Florida, we will keep the governor. Those are big to have the political machine on election night. So those are big. Joe Manchin was my shocker. I didn't think Patrick Morrissey would win. I told you it'd be my shocker, but I picked Morrissey. But Manchin,
was another hope pick.
Manchin didn't overcome Trump. Manchin voted for Kavanaugh. And all polling was in that Manchin was done if he would not have voted for Kavanaugh,
Yeah.
so he did.
That's another
Okay.
interesting stat. The people that voted for Kavanaugh
Right.
won. People
Right.
that didn't,
And the one that didn't, they lost.
they lost.
But so, and that being said, now we have Arizona, Martha McSally, and
Unbelievable.
Cinema.
Cinema. You know, either one of them, I have other thoughts when I mean Martha McSally. Every time I think Martha McSally, I think McDonald's just added something to the menu. And
Oh
Shame
my
on you.
gosh.
well, I know that's right. I know I'm wrong. I understand. Do you not know me by now?
Like
true.
McDreamy and
And then cinema, I'm not going to tell you what I think every time I hear it. Now up. So,
Next
Martha
subject.
McCinema.
Well, you know what might come back to bite her is the Green Party candidate.
I don't know what will happen in Arizona. Okay, Democrats took the House. Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, right?
Right.
So far.
No,
And
she is.
voted.
No, she is. She's
I'm
Speaker
interested
of
in
the House.
that.
Really? Come
People
on. get
say
rid
they're
of
not going to vote.
Are you concerned that the Democrats have the House?
No.
I am. I'm very concerned.
No,
I'm
not.
not.
I'm not.
I am.
Why are you concerned?
I'm concerned because of their petty, backbiting little ways that they're going to want to try and throw monkey wrenches in the machine so that they can stop Trump's agenda. And that is why I believe he changed Attorney General so that now he can have some teeth when things happen instead of Sessions who said, well, I don't know, maybe we shouldn't do that. He's changed his Attorney General so that when they come at him, he can push back.
Okay.
I think that
okay.
Attorney General
Right.
change was a fait accompli months ago.
Well, he said he wasn't going to go but 2 years
wait a minute,
anyway.
right, but so are you concerned that the Democrats have the House?
Not as much as you are, I'm sure. Because what I've been reading, what I believe is that the Senate is all important. Gowdy and them got the things going. They got the information. Now it's going to go to the Senate, and it could be that the Republicans, if they do start back all this investigation, they could just hit themselves in the head with the hammer.
I did not
again.
want the Republicans to lose the House.
I didn't either, but the Senate is so important.
I'm not concerned.
Well,
and
you
I'm good.
are undervaluing the power of stupid people in large numbers.
But they can't
Wait a
do
minute.
much
Okay. No.
without the Senate.
No. That was.
They can't impeach.
That was profound.
That was
It was.
directly
But it
at
would have been
me
something
undervaluing.
about money.
Yes, because
Wait, you got your shot. You got your
right.
shot. I'm directly undervaluing the power of stupid people or something like that. What did the Republicans do for you for the last 6 years? Did they send a fiscal conservative bill to any president? Did they defund Planned Parenthood?
No, they
Did
told
they?
them.
Right. Give me what Republicans in the House did for you in the last 6 years.
They passed the omnibus bill. What a
That's
deal.
right, yeah. No, I don't say that they've done anything for me, but something that's inert is less dangerous than something that is out of their mind because they have Trump derangement syndrome. They hate him so bad because he goes against the status quo.
Who, Democrats or Republicans?
Both.
Thank you.
Both.
Thank you.
But if they have the House, they're the ones that are in all these committees, and they can log things backwards. And you just don't know how, well, you should know. I mean, look at how crooked Hillary is and all the people that are dead behind her and her husband.
71, I think.
Yeah, and you want to think that they're not dangerous?
I used to name them in alphabetical order.
I don't want to get them
No,
out.
I understand, but I'm not concerned because I'm not concerned that they took the House. I'm not concerned about it, and I do know what's deranged and everything. I mean, you have Eric Holder was,
Kicking everybody.
but Republicans found him in contempt. First Attorney General found in contempt in the history of this
What did they
country.
do?
And he did nothing.
Zippity
Nothing
doo
happened.
dah.
I mean, I'm not. I understand what you're saying, but I'm not concerned on a level that something's going to happen. I mean, Republicans. Look at the Tuesday group. Look. Okay, you had Republican Charlie Dent, and I don't know if you know. There's 435 of them, so we don't know all these representatives. But he was a Pennsylvania Republican, a member of the Tuesday group. Okay, do you know how many Republicans in the House? One, openly hate Trump, or two, hate him behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Well, and they jumped out and resigned, which caused us to lose the House.
And they jumped. But let me ask you a question: Do you
Not all bad.
do you believe that Paul Ryan
No. Whatever it is,
really
no.
at any time exactly?
It's like John Boehner. He was a complete and total crybaby and worth nothing.
There you go.
Unless
So I mean,
Newt Gingrich was going, let's go. That's the only time he was effective. And
be
that,
careful on the people's eyes.
sorry, I'm very sorry.
That's okay. Just a little warning. You probably got somebody. You got a dog that just jumped out the window.
I got attention. That's what's
But no,
important.
you're 100% right. So I agree with Trump. He said, hey, if we'd have kept the House by, 3 members, I probably wouldn't get nothing done. He said, but now they know they have to go through the Senate. We have the power of the Senate that will not, there's not a Jeff Flake. There's not a Bobby Corker.
He's still running his mouth.
Who?
Jeff Flake.
He's not
But he'll be
voting,
gone by
though.
the end of the year.
Yeah.
He's still talking.
We're going to have Ginsburg's in the hospital. She broke 3 ribs.
No,
God bless her.
Nice transition into the next one.
I mean, into the Senate. We got the Senate.
Transitioning right into the Supreme Court.
Well, I was saying the power of the Senate. I mean, we've got that, and we're going to be able to continue.
The framers designed it that way, and they've got people in the House that don't even understand gerrymandering. They're talking about gerrymandering helped them, it hindered them in the Senate. Excuse me, folks, there's no such thing as gerrymandering in the Senate. Each state, according to the framers, get two senators and 1.
Exactly.
And they used to be appointed, you know that.
You don't change rules. You don't change boundaries. There's 2 senators.
There's 2 senators, and I don't want to go down that road, but I wish it was somebody would teach it. There's 2 senators, and they used to be appointed. You brought that up.
It was an honor position.
And you know why? Senators represented the states. There's a reason why the House are called House of Representatives. They represented you. You had a state body, and you're supposed to send 2 senators as your state body government representatives. Not that senators don't represent you, but they turned that thing around. So senators are supposed to be there basically for the state, for you, but appointed by, that's your state governments more representing. And you understand what I'm saying?
I totally
That's why
do.
they're called senators and one's called representatives, but we turned it into a money thing. The reason I brought that up, Candace, is I understand I would like to have Republicans, but I have to tell you, although most of my friends are Republicans, well, heck, all of them, they're Democrats, they've shunned me totally. Anyhow, but although
we've been
most
judging
of my
our friends on if they're Democrats. You can't
are
come in.
Republicans. I'm not a Republican. Sorry, Dad, if you're watching. I'm not a Republican. I'm just not.
Sorry,
I'm not.
Dad.
I like to
watching.
think of myself as a conservative independent, even though I will vote
as a
Republican.
conservative independent, what did they do? What do you think keeping the House would have done for us? Moving.
It would help our ears a lot because I've got tired of hearing all the bovine excrement that has come out of Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters, all these people. We got the House, we own the ground, we do this. That would have helped me. I wouldn't be annoyed.
Our president, which we all still support, correct?
Oh, yes.
Okay, our president, what did he say in the last spending bill? He
Better
said,
not send me another one.
Yeah, and he said, I kind of don't want to sign this one, but I'm being told if I don't, I'm going to upset the apple cart, right, Rick?
He wanted the military
right.
things.
I just want to do the military. He said, what did he say, Rick? He said, I'm told if I don't do this, I'll upset the apple cart. And I think, I'm not going to say quote, but it's pretty close to, he said, some came to me and said, please, Mr. President, don't, sign this. Don't upset. We need it for the election. Wait, right?
It's all about the election.
And that's why he got rid of Jeff Sessions.
Who are these people? It's the Republicans that sent him that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It wasn't up there saying the Democrats sent me a bill I can't sign. It's Republicans.
Yep.
So what would have changed is what I'm saying.
No, nothing.
Right. So I understand what you're saying. Okay, the thought of Maxine Waters being
anything. Dog catcher.
Financial oversight.
Again, the optics.
Is scary, right?
Yeah.
It's scary. But the optics, what the hell?
Well,
If they get on there and run their
she's
mouth.
the one that got, like Tucker Carlson got his house, the front door cracked open, as in broken last night or night before last.
Antifa did it.
Antifa, and they're chanting and they're doxing all these people. This is at the behest of the Democratic Party and people like Maxine Waters, and that's the problem.
I do agree with that.
But that wouldn't stop if they hadn't gotten the House.
Let me say this. Let me
maybe,
say this.
yeah.
They'll
I
subpoena.
think it'd been worse.
They'll try. They'll do this. But the bottom line is if Democrats send a $1.2 trillion spending bill to the president to sign, if memory serves me right, the Republicans sent him one. And until we get our fiscal house in order, we can talk about all this rhetoric of yelling and whatever until we get our fiscal house in order. And I believe in the truth, people. Okay? I believe in the truth. And the truth is yes, I do not like Barack Obama. But the truth is, 6 years of the 8 years he was president,
Nobody did anything.
Republicans had control.
And Boehner was out playing golf with him every day.
But that's the truth, though.
I know, you're
All
right.
right? So when everybody looks at all this
A lot of
stuff,
stuff
okay,
like that.
what is the truth? The truth is that they handed Barack Obama a bill, a funding bill, And he did not have to worry about increasing the debt limit, everything. That funding bill took him all the way through. Well, then we were told as voters out here, let's just get him out of there and then we'll worry.
Yeah, well, they're still doing it. But let me tell you something about an omnibus. The president is not required by law to follow that bill. He is required by law to follow a balanced budget, or a budget that is firm and has been approved by all committees in Congress and Senate. He is not required to follow the omnibus bill. He could go that way if he wants to, or he could slow walk it and make sure it doesn't get done, because it's not for real. It's not legal for him to have to follow it. According to the law, he has to follow about a budget that they put through. Omnibus is just, well, let's just spend some money.
Corporate media will keep something on that TV, no matter what party it is, 7 days a week, and they will keep something stirred up, period. That's just that. What do I think? I think President Trump sent the warning the other day at the press conference. I've got enough on my side.
Well, he owned the press that day.
And now he has an attorney. I don't know if Whitaker will stay, but now he has an attorney general, and he put him in place the day after.
Whitaker will not stay. Whitaker will not stay.
They say he's not been approved.
He can stay up to 90 days. Well, now wait a minute. The Senate, what Jane said, Ginsburg did fall. No, we wish no harm on nobody. All jokes aside, but she did fall. She's 85 years old.
She could get pneumonia.
She cracked 3 ribs. Okay. Trump will not have a problem getting the next Supreme Court.
No.
He will not have a problem getting all the lower court.
Crucial.
We're going to have hundreds of lower court judges that we need, right?
True, yeah.
And also cabinet members.
We lost the Senate. We lost our
cabinet
Republic,
members. He will not have a problem getting cabinet members.
Much better.
He wants to change. He can pick almost anybody he wants now. All right, he won't have a problem.
Here's my glimmer of hope with losing the House. The Kavanaugh incident won some people their seats because they voted for Kavanaugh, right?
And then, and
we got that. All right, so people in this country were fed up and realized what was going on. Now the Dems have the House. They're going to make fools of themselves. They're going to open they're going to do essentially the same thing. And I think it may just be their death knell. I think people will just get so
it will definitely
fed
put
up.
Trump back in the
office.
office.
They don't have an ear to the ground. They just have their head in the cloud. And they don't listen to they hadn't got a clue. And they may really do themselves in, and that's the good.
That's one of the really good reasons why I favor the Dems controlling the House, because I think they're going to show their keisters.
They are going to show them big time.
And I think people are going to sit and go,
well, Trump read a list the other day.
Oh, yeah.
He read a list of the ones that he said, Mia Love showed me no love.
No, she didn't. She
Barbara
was
Comstock,
a real turncoat.
out of here.
Yeah, all right.
She really was.
And you can say what you want. Karen Handel's gone. Okay? All right, you can say what you want, but, those people that did not embrace Trump, as upset as may sound, it didn't pay off. And I'm not going to say that's the real reason they lost, but it didn't pay off.
When Trump was in Macon, he did not mention Karen Handel's name.
And she didn't go.
He mentioned almost everybody else.
I said she wouldn't go. Now, I was told that wouldn't have made a difference. I got some... I sent... Here's what I sent, and I'll leave it at that. I sent a text message to about 15 people, and I sent them the same text message.
Did you get
Not
it?
at the same time.
I didn't get one either.
Okay, stop.
I don't know.
All right, I
Let me
can't
hear
tell
what
you who
it
I
said.
sent it. No, you didn't get it.
I didn't get it.
No, we didn't get it.
I think you might have got it.
I didn't want to go there.
You did, but I don't think you did.
He's just stirring up trouble.
Anyhow, I sent a text message. Could I finish?
What was it?
Not a group message. I sent individually because I didn't want anybody to know who it went to. And I said, I bet Karen Handel if she had to do over, I bet she wishes she would have.
I
didn't. That's terrible.
It just didn't
Let's go to the videotape.
I know you said it last week or the week before.
I didn't like her anyway. I never did like her.
Karen Handel had you don't understand. These two, we text all the time. So
well, see, I'm trying to get in on that. I missed stuff.
So I said if we, let me get to finish here. I said, I bet if Karen Handel had to do over, okay, She wishes she would have been in Macon Saturday and on that stage. You should see the text I got back.
Oh, tell us.
No, I can't.
Well, you don't have to say who said what.
No, I can't. I got a lot of them back that said, oh, it wouldn't have made any difference whatsoever. You know, she ran a good campaign. You don't know that district very well. That district is I got the canned answer. I got the rhino answer. I'm sorry. I don't know how to
You
put
didn't
it
get my answer was I never liked her anyway.
Well, it's just like
That is what Jay texted me back, by the way.
she was the kind of the
Josh,
person
don't
that
we
was
need to
like,
break here somewhere?
She was like Denise Majette. A lot of people spent a lot of money to get her in to get Cynthia McKinney out in Fulton County. Then she decided she would run against Johnny Isaacson. Right, that's going to happen. So all she did was forfeit all the work and everything that people had done to get her in a
She's a
position to
good
get someone else out. And it's the same thing with Karen Handel.
Whitaker was a message. Was a quick message. Very quick. Didn't wait. Next day. Whitaker is solid. He is from Iowa. He is a solid guy. He's not from New York.
That means he's a
California.
Hawkeye, not a Cornhusker.
He's a Hawkeye. I don't know what they're talking about.
It's a Buckeye, isn't it?
No,
Oh,
please
that's-
don't.
okay.
Let's not go down that.
Buckeye is Ohio.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Rick. I appreciate you opening that up. Anyhow, so anyhow, he is an Iowa guy, and he is not California. He is not Chicago. He is not New York.
And thank
He is
God
an
he's
Iowa
not
guy.
Alabama.
That was a message. Whitaker was a message. That's why Rosenstein.
Absolutely correct.
Whitaker is a message to the Democrats. All right, I think by law he can stay 90 days without an
Yes.
appointment. So he's going to be there the 3 months.
Who will be?
Lindsey Graham might be next.
Oh, God.
No, no,
That's
no.
what she
No,
told
no,
me
no,
when
no.
we were
Tell me
texting.
It's
no.
okay. It's okay.
Not Lindsey Graham. But you
It's
know,
okay.
Where are the salts?
where's your barf bag? You
Okay,
should keep
Lindsey Graham. I didn't get to the second one. The Attorney General down in Florida. What's her name?
Yeah, the blonde
Bondi.
person.
Bondi.
She's
Pam
on the
Bondi.
list.
No.
But
Pam
let me tell
Bondi.
you, did anybody notice the slip when he called Judge Janine up in Cape Girardeau when he called her Justice Janine? She's a judge.
family
She's
now?
not a justice.
She's got baggage.
That could have been a Freudian slip,
Yes.
but you know,
She's
it
got
was
some
interesting.
serious baggage.
I told you about.
We don't
Yeah.
want to go there.
No, she doesn't have baggage. She's had work.
Well, okay.
She looks good.
It's my
think
jokes
she's
are not
cute.
landing
She's
today.
brilliant. I think
I
she's
think
Stop!
she is
Stop!
too.
She
Stop!
puts-
Oh my gosh! What rabbit trails we're on? Now you don't faint anymore, okay? I can't take it. We only got a couple minutes. No more fainting. on
Don't
set.
mention the guy again. You know, the one
Okay,
on Lindsay.
Whitaker. There's no pet of the week for my guest over here. That's why I'm running a little long. Whitaker was a signal to the Democrats.
No question.
Try it.
Yeah.
Okay. Mueller reports to him now, not Rosenstein. Him. So Trump just recused
Let me tell you,
Rosenstein.
he's an
whether they-
imposing figure,
Oh
too.
yes.
Oh
He
yeah,
is a
and he
big
doesn't
dude.
play with you. Yeah,
Whitaker.
Whitaker.
he
Yeah, he
doesn't
is.
mind
So
talking to
Jeffrey-
you plain.
Jeffrey Beauregard is headed
That's right.
south.
He's going to take a
All right,
2-year
that was a-
sabbatical, and then he's going to run
Yeah.
against Doug Jones.
That's right. So that was a send home, and that was a signal. Okay.
Yep.
He owned the press.
How? Just tell me words how you feel about Jim Acosta getting his credentials yanked.
Applause! Applause!
He asked for it, but he went there to do that. I mean, he's so rude and wouldn't give up the mic. I mean,
The only way CNN can
created.
get ratings.
He created that whole thing on purpose. I mean, it was.
well, otherwise
What was
he
the
would
guy
get
that was
nothing.
next to him from NBC? I'm no fan of yours
Peter.
either. Yeah, I'm no fan of yours either.
No fan of yours either. That
I
was
think he
brilliant.
really?
I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
see that
Yes,
part.
Yeah, and then Peter, what's his name? Peter Alexander.
And then he says, Dan
He
Brokaw,
stands up and he
something
said,
about
"You know, I
his-
travel with him." He said, "He's really not."
Yeah, I'm no fan
I'm
of
not
yours.
fan of yours
I'm not
either.
a fan
Okay,
of
you
yours.
want to sit down or you want to ask your question?
But what
That's what I
bothered
love
me
about
is
him.
the young lady, and I keyed in on the
Big
aisle.
controversy on
And I
that
took-
too, as you know.
I took a picture,
Yeah.
okay? I took a picture and I froze it, and I focused on Trump's eyes. Well, let me tell you something. He's had it up to here with the way they treat Sarah Huckabee. It's
Oh,
here.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
over,
yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
It's over. And Trump is a protector. Now, whether women want that, hear that or not, but he's not going to let anybody in his organization that works for him that's a woman be treated wrong.
Yeah, get
Exactly.
Anybody.
But
Not
it's
No,
just a woman.
I understand, but they talk about his treatment of women.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
He's got
Because
so many.
I used to have
working
a
for him.
business where I had a sales counter, and I had two ladies that worked the front sales counter. And let me tell you something, if you came in and you started getting loud, you met me. I came from my back office. If I heard anything, I came from my back office, and I let whoever was standing through there, let them know they were not going to talk to these ladies this way. Okay, that's Trump. That's how Trump is.
That's right.
So what happened is Trump watched Acosta do this, okay, and that's an intern. She is an intern. That young lady's an intern in the White House, and her job is just when the President of the United States, she's told, when the President of the United States says next question, you walk over and get the mic, and you give it to the next reporter. This young lady is an intern. She walks over, and he does this, and I tell you what, I watched Trump say that was the line. You touch that young lady, that she's just doing her job here, that was the line, and I knew it. So,
now Sarah Huckabee is being accused of promoting a doctored video.
yes.
Oh, yeah, but I just heard that once.
They sped the video up to make it look like he gave her a
He
karate
pushed
chop.
her off. Yeah.
That's
Slow,
funny.
fast.
No, my favorite
Check it
is my favorite is Acosta showing up at the White House lawn and being told you can't get in. I love everything about
I didn't
that.
get to
I
see
wish
that
see
one.
that.
No, they didn't see it. It's just like he did though. You know how they have it's called a hit. All right, it's called a. They do their hit like you watch John Roberts from the White House. Okay, John, what's
Yeah.
the mood at the White House tonight? Well, if you go to the White House, there's media set up,
There's
and there's
40 of them up there.
major lighting, and they're only 10 foot apart from
Yeah.
each other, and they go to them, and that's the move. So Costas wasn't allowed on the lawn when he went to the gate to do his.
Acosta, yeah.
Acosta is that?
Acosta.
Costas is the sports guy.
All right, he wasn't allowed on the lawn.
Just as bad.
Another
Okay.
jerk.
He wasn't
should
allowed
be.
on the lawn.
Yeah,
They went there and they, no, your card's been pulled. You don't have access.
Card's
I don't
pulled.
see your name on the list. I know you're not on the list. I can't help it. So
Loved it.
Well, it's about
Loved
time
it.
because all he does is harass Sarah Sanders, and he's just ridiculous with his questions.
Well, yeah, and he won't sit down. He's rude. I mean,
He's rude to his own peers.
he doesn't follow protocol of.
No.
Trump says you get a question. They always ask two. Well, may I put it in 3 parts? He just goes on and on and on. So, they can.
okay, we have about 10 minutes. So we have about 10 minutes before we have to go to break and get Jesse over here on the show this morning. So who wants to start? Final statement, winners and losers.
Oh, boy.
And I know you want to have a minute to talk about this.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what do you got?
You start, please.
This is my magazine that I publish, and it's a special Veterans Edition in honor of the anniversary of Armistice Day, which was the original Veterans Day. One thing people should know, you don't tell people to have a happy Veterans Day because it is a memorial to people who have died for our country. And that's a slip of the tongue that people don't, maybe don't think about unless you are directly involved with a veteran. But this, as Dr. Whaley had mentioned, this is the 100th anniversary of Armistice Day, which was the war to end all wars, which of course it didn't, and the Treaty of Versailles caused the Second World War in a lot of ways. But it has a lot of interesting articles that I've written about the military. I write for the Clash Daily, I write for Fetch Your News, I write for Politichicks. So there's some articles in there that I've written about military service, and PTSD especially I touched on. We did have the incident in California. The Marine was a sufferer of PTSD. It is mental illness. It is serious. It's not something you can just get over it. Well, you can't get over it. It plays over and over in their head every day, not to give him any credit or any kind of space or slack, but people that suffer with PTSD, you sincerely have to be kind, have to agree with them until that episode passes. That's the only way to do it, and it's a difficult life, not just for the person with the sufferer, but the sufferer themselves. These will be available here at Circuit World. They'll be at Mesquite Grill and at the Towns County Chamber of Commerce, the Clay County Chamber of Commerce, and you can go to bohemianrenaissance.com and find out anything else that you'd like to know. And I'm also on GoFundMe, and I appreciate it because this is a 501c, and a lot of times I use my money to get this out.
Good.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Okay.
Next.
Thoughts?
Yeah, go with it.
Come on.
Have you recovered from hearing Lindsey Graham?
Yeah, I'm breathing.
Don't get her upset.
I'm breathing heavily. Well, the thing that bothers me
So
about
you're the one that called the other day.
when I see Lindsey Graham anywhere up there,
It's a body double,
he
it's
went
okay.
this
He
way
has nice hair now.
that fast, and he can go that way that fast. I don't trust one hair on his skimpy little
Chin.
goofy head or chin. I just think his
He's an opportunist,
integrity
maybe.
is shot. If he's on your side, great, but he could be on the other side. So if he's in as Attorney General, I'm going to be very sad. I don't know what to say about the House, but I will say I still feel very confident that we have the Senate for 2 solid years, and we're going to make a lot of changes in 2 years that are good. We're going to push through. I hope that Trump holds his. I like him on Twitter. I like him saying things, but I just want him to kind of ignore them. Don't let them rear him up, say these things, just ignore them and push on. And I think that's kind of what they're going to do. So I'm still optimistic. I'm optimistic about our side.
Even though Vogue has said as white women, and that would be us, we don't know what we're doing and we're voting against ourselves when we vote Republican. And
And the enemy's the white man. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a serious issue.
Yeah, so I just wanted to bring that up, that we don't know what we're doing. We have to ask our husbands who are the enemy. So,
All that. I think that's
I watched that on the 5 last night when Juan Williams said it's racist
Yeah.
if you don't vote for the black candidate in Florida and Georgia.
One irritates me.
And the 2 white women on the panel jumped up and said, "Excuse me, we're white and we don't agree with the policies that they want to try to
yeah, if you've got
impose.
somebody with any color and
Can we not
yeah.
just call it?" Anyway,
If you agree with someone, it doesn't matter what their skin color is.
Well,
know.
that's just their mantra, and they're not going to change it.
And Juan Williams is stinky.
I'm going to be with my lovely wife tomorrow night, and we've been invited to go to the Marine Corps Ball,
Ooh,
which is in honor of the birthday that the Marines had last week, and I look forward to that.
I've been to a couple
Can I
of
touch
those.
on Monday, or?
Yeah, you can touch on Monday.
He'll have my magazine.
I am looking forward to hosting FetcherNews.com, FYNTV.com on Monday. Brian is going to be on assignment on Monday. He's asked me to fill in, and I'm going to do a Veterans Day special. I will bring your Bohemian Renaissance folder with me. I'm going to have a couple of Marine Corps veterans with me on Monday to talk about their contribution, their service in Vietnam, and also we're going to talk about toys for tots. So
Yay.
it'll be a fun, light Veterans Day celebration, memorial, whatever.
Where will they be collecting toys for toys? Everywhere, or?
There'll be. We're going to announce all the locations on Monday.
Okay.
I don't want to say
Jump ahead.
something that's yeah. So
All right, folks. Well, first of all, I want to thank Rick because I don't know what will be happening Monday. You want to tune in, and he always asks. He said, "Hey, what do you want me to do? What direction?" I said, "Please don't call and ask me that. You have the green light. Do anything you want." So I said, and I actually said to him, I was almost like I was angry. It's like, I'm going to be angry next time you call and ask me, what do you want me to do on Monday? You do what you want. Now it's Josh I'm worried about. Rick.
no, Josh will be my guiding light.
Hey,
Josh
yeah,
is-
but he may
as long as Josh is at
wait
the
a minute,
controls,
Rick.
we're
He may
good.
get up with you and say, hey, we have the green light. This is our chance. So, but anyhow, I appreciate them.
Josh and I might go shooting for the first hour.
There you go, live from a gun range.
And we like guns.
Folks, I'm not concerned that the Democrats took the House. I understand Candace and everybody out there's concerns or feelings. Why, sure, we would love to have the Republicans have control of the House, but I'd like to, for once, have the Republicans in control of the House, not Democrats posing as Republicans and getting what we've had for the last 6 years. So although I agree with my friends here and their concerns and God having to look at Leatherface Maxine Waters on TV for the next 2 years as a chairman of some committee, hey,
And Nancy.
but I will want to say this. I do want to say this. Jim Jordan
Love that man.
minority.
Yes.
He may be in the minority now, but Jim Jordan is who should be the next minority leader for the Republicans. Because you see where we're at. Don't let any Republican in the House blame anybody. Don't let them give you all the reasons. Don't let them tell you if we'd have done this or that. Don't let them tell you Trump did this or that. Period. They did it to themselves. That's it. Bottom line.
Yeah.
True.
Okay? Because in the words of Rush Limbaugh, whether you like the guy or not,
Love Rush.
he said, and always has, years ago, when a Republican runs like a conservative, a Republican wins. And when you're ashamed of your conservative roots and who you really are, you will lose these elections, and we've lost the House. So the President of the United States, he's okay. God knows he could stand up to him. Look at the bright side. Hey, at least the Democrats didn't take the House and George Bush is president. Hey, I know you cringe, but I'm going to just tell you the truth. I was never that excited. Nothing fiscal about George Bush.
Nothing.
So,
anything.
I'll just say this. We just hope between now and Monday the Democrats don't steal any elections and some of that corruption can get cleaned up. But our fear, I guess we all said together, is a problem needs solved. Oh my God, how can the government help?
Hi, we're the government. We're here to help. That's the six
Our
scariest words in
elections,
our
something bad
language.
has to help. Guys, always thank you every week. I appreciate it.
That was fun.
Enjoy
Thank
it.
you. We're glad we resuscitated you over there after you heard a name.
Got the salts. We
And
had the salts
Whitaker,
working.
I know.
Whitaker
Keep
will
'em on
be,
hand, you never
will be
know.
the Attorney General for the next 90 days at least. And tell you what, Rod Rosenstein, no longer does Robert Mueller report to Rod Rosenstein.
That's a
He has
good
been
thing.
recused. Did you watch that move, how Trump automatically recused him really quick? I'm your host. When we get back, Jessie Barton will be in here. She's the Community Relation Director for Cameron Hall down there in Ellijay. And we're going to talk North Georgia Senior Living as soon as we return with Jessie.
Tune in Monday.